I'm sure some folks will wonder why I did this project at all. If you do decide to do your own version of the project, you're going to have to source your own pickguard. Although I found a place that makes really a great pickguard, no problems with it at all. I think that the price might be a little more than what most folks would want to pay. I'll explain. Here's the background. When I took apart the Squier Classic 5 Duosonic HS during the On the Bench video, I realized the body was routed already for up to a P90 pickup in size in both the bridge and neck position. This kind of intrigued me. After playing the guitar for a while, I knew I wanted to replace the neck pickup. I really didn't like it. The bridge pickup that came with the guitar was great, but the neck to me was weak and without any really kind of top end. It was kind of muffled to me. That was when I got the idea that I could install the two P90 pickups. All I needed to do is to get a pickguard made for the project. I don't really have the gear to do a proper job myself, or to be honest with you, the cutting skills. I contacted a few different pickguard companies, and some actually told me that the P90 pickups would not fit the body. I tried to explain that I had already placed the two pickups into the routings and that they fit perfectly. Chandler Music said if I sent them my pickguard off of the guitar, that they would make a pickguard for me. I packaged up my pickguard and sent it off to them. They were only in another location in California, so it was pretty quick. They contacted me when they received the pickguard and said, yep, they can do it. I picked out the material that I wanted the pickguard to be made out of, and since this was considered a custom job, it came with a custom job's price. I paid $157.10 for the pickguard. Yes, you heard that correctly. I paid $157.10 for the pickguard. I know, normally you would not think it is a good idea to pay that much for a pickguard, but you have to take into account that this pickguard is not a production-ready item or mass manufactured. It did not exist before mine was made. I had, as they say, though, a bee in my bonnet, and I really wanted to do this project, so I decided to go ahead. I've had a set of serviceable used PRS P90s that I had pulled from a PRS Soap Bar 2 guitar that I'd try out in the conversion. I already had a Switchcraft 3-way toggle switch, a CTS 500K pot, a Bourne's 250K pot, a .022 microfarad capacitor, and a Switchcraft 1/4-inch output jack. Once I got the pickguard, I set about installing the two pickups. I used the pickup height foam with adhesive to set the height properly for the two soap bar pickups, and also to provide the spring functionality that the pickup really needs when you're adjusting the pickup. I used the pickguard as a guide for positioning the pickups and then screwed them into place. I installed all of the electronic components into the pickguard and set about soldering everything. Once I connected the pickups to the wiring harness that I had built, I tap tested the pickups and everything worked. After I installed a set of strings, I found that I needed to set the pickup height pretty low so as to not have the pickups distort all of the time when trying to play clean. P90s, in my opinion, are the most temperamental pickups when it comes to setting pickup height. You really have to play them by ear. Of course, you could say that about any pickup, but I think more so with P90s. I've never had two sets of pickups, basically P90s, adjust the same way. Too close to the strings and you get muddy, dirty sound. Too far away from the strings and you get a weak sound. Then you have to balance out the pickups so they are aligned with each other, meaning a popping bridge and a slightly softer neck. I really like the look of the cream P90 covers on this guitar with the pickguard and then the sand color of the guitar. Overall, everything together, to me, color-wise on the guitar really works. The pickguard that Chandler Music made for me fits perfectly. I'm very happy with it. I've reached out to them and I asked the question that if someone else makes the same request as me, are they still going to treat this as a custom job since they have now successfully produced one? Here's the answer I got back. There are too many options and variables. It would be best to simply have your viewers contact us for a correct quote. I've included the link to their website in the comments and video description. So here's what I accomplished. Yes, you can install two P90 pickups in this guitar without having to do any modifications to the guitar body. All you need to do is replace the pickguard. So I kind of satisfied that itch that I had. The two P90 pickups I installed are very powerful in comparison to the pickups that came with the guitar originally. There is some noise, which is expected with P90 pickups. I may ultimately open the guitar up and paint the inside of the guitar body routed chambers with conductive paint. This, if I properly ground it, should help quiet things down some. I really like the looks and the sound of the guitar. I think the guitar is much more of what I would refer to as a rocker than how it came from the factory. You really can't go wrong with two P90s, ever.